Hello guys, it's Super GT here. Welcome to the final round of the AOR Le Mans series around Le Mans. So we're going to go straight in here and start the race. I'll explain why in just a moment. So as we go over the line, I'm supposed to be 6th here, so I've got Deus on my left hand side there. He is in 5th as we go over the line. The qualifying and the ordering on the start was a bit out, and I'll explain that in just a moment. So going into turn 1, I get a decent line. I'm going to go around the outside of Jamie, who gets a bit hemmed in behind Sam there. So I'm up into 4th position. Now for those of you who've been watching my previous videos, I set myself a target of trying to finish 4th in at least one of the races this season. I haven't done it, and this is obviously the final chance to do that, to try and do that. So coming through the chicane as we enter the Mulsanne straight, this is one of the corners I really struggled on. The curb on the exit here is really nasty. Even if you don't touch that curb, the bumps there are really bad, and that's one of the corners I struggled for consistency on. But let's explain the qualifying. So the curbs around this track and the dirty lap marker are really weird. So it was quite a strange one in that I didn't actually get a clean lap. So I actually qualified last. I qualified 9th. You can see there's 10 people in the race, so LMR Hybrid joined for the race but not the qualifying. So I qualified 9th out of 9 in qualifying, but quite funnily 3 of the guys didn't actually cross the line in qualifying, which means they get demoted to the back of the grid. So I actually started 6th in the race there, crossed the line in 5th because Deus wasn't quite next to me, but officially I was 6th. So we've got a LMP1 car there coming through. So I started 6th, which is quite a bit of a bonus because, as you can see here, I'm already into 4th. So from the start, which is obviously really crucial, the start's always really important, I managed to get myself towards the front of the grid, and that really is very important because while you're in 4th position here, I can rely on the rest of the pack kind of fighting with each other while I can get away a bit. So I'm not the one involved in all the battling back there, and actually it helps you quite a bit in the long term. So let's see how the season's gone so far. So as we enter this race, I'm in 6th position in the championship. Very unlikely that I can get 5th because I was 19 points behind Deus, who was 5th. So that would mean I would have had to have won the race, and he would have had to get less than 6 points, which probably wouldn't have happened, seeing as I haven't even finished above 5th in any of the races. So let's go through the races so far. So the first round in Road America, I finished 5th. Second one was a wet Silverstone, finished 5th as well. Was running a bit high on that one, but went back to 5th in the end. Then the third round was Sebring. That really was not a good round for me. I finished 6th though, so not too bad I guess. Then we had Daytona. This one was a really interesting one. Probably had my best moments and my worst moments of the whole season. So for those of you who watched this one, you'll know what I mean. I was running pretty much, where was I? 3rd for most of the first phase of the race. Comfortably in 3rd. I mean, 1st and 2nd were right in front of me. They weren't getting away at all. Went up to 2nd, and the same situation was happening. I was comfortably there, right behind 1st, and then the dreaded moment came where Phil in the lead lost it on the banking, and just at that moment I was looking behind, and as I looked forward again, I had no time to react and smashed into the back of him. I got critical damage, and I was in the pits, and then that was my race over. And then because I had to pit so early, I ran out of fuel at the end. I tried to go one more lap because I was running about 5th. I thought, oh, maybe I might as well just try and go around another time, stay in 5th, otherwise I'll finish last. I would have finished last if I had pitted anyway, so I might as well have gone for it. But I did run out of fuel with about 20 seconds to go, and I went down to last. So that was a bit of a disaster that round. Finished 7th in the end. And then we go to Monza. This was another disaster. This was my lowest result of the season. I finished 9th, mainly because of lag, and I had to back out. I totally wrecked NMR Hybrid, so I backed out of that race, finished 9th. Then we moved on to the Nürburgring. I ran fairly okay there. I was fairly quick but just not consistent enough. Finished 6th. Then at Belgium at night, finished 6th again. That was quite a lonely race though. And then we had 2 American rounds towards the end of the season, just before Le Mans. And you know what, off the top of my head, I actually can't even remember the tracks that they were. So in round 8 I finished 6th, and round 9 I finished 5th. Oh my god, I can't actually remember what tracks those were. But sorry, yeah, round 9 was Road Atlanta. What could the other track be? We've done Sebring, done Road America. Wouldn't it be Long Beach? Oh my god, I can't even remember. But in this round, this is the one where I'm trying to beat 5th, and obviously right at the moment I'm 4th, but we've got Robo with us and we're battling very hard for this position. Now, another thing is the Constructors' Championship. It was quite a strange one really, because we had 4 constructors to begin with. We had Ferrari in there as well, but the fuel tank was deemed too small. It got changed over. Ferraris weren't in use anymore, so some of the guys, so Shuffle changed over into the Chevrolet, Jamie changed into the BMW. In the end, I think Chevrolet comfortably won the constructors, with Dodge in 2nd and BMW in 3rd. And it was quite strange because the BMW seemed like it would easily be the most chosen car at the start of the championship, but eventually people started to choose the Chevrolet and it turned out to be the better car. And maybe, I mean, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but I wish I had chosen that car, because I drove it in my Spa endurance race and it was so good to drive. But, you know, oh well, there's no change in that now. So in the end, I'll say my best moments and my worst moments from this whole championship were in round 4 at Daytona. So the best moments, obviously running near the front of the grid comfortably, comfortably at the front, and I probably could have won that race, given that the other guys had a few accidents as well. But then obviously the worst moments were the same round, where I didn't actually finish the race because I ran out of fuel, and I guess Monza as well, where I ran out of fuel. I lagged out and just quit because of that. Probably the best overtake was Road America. Did a great double move on Deus and who was the other guy in there? Deus and Sam? No, Deus and NMR Hybrid, I remember. So I went around the outside of Hybrid at turn 2, then going into turn 3 went around the outside of Deus, or it might be the other way around. I went around the outside of one of them going to turn 3. That was quite a very well controlled move. Quite pleased with that one. But on the whole, I don't think I was consistent enough. In the long races, I think I'm fairly quick compared to the top guys. Obviously I've got about 1 or 2 seconds to gain still, mostly out of traction zones. That's mostly the time where I lose. That's the space where I lose a lot of my time, not accelerating early enough or smoothly enough, and making mistakes like you see there, just not quite concentrating for the whole race, and then making a few errors which cost me positions, and I dropped down the order a bit. So that's probably the thing to improve on. So what's going to happen for the next season? So quite a few of you have asked, what's going to be in the next season, and a lot of you have asked for V8 supercars. You want me to drive V8 supercars? Well, that is what the next season is, and that actually starts in the start of January. So a couple more weeks and I will be driving V8 supercars. That's an 8-round championship, pretty much the same as this one. We are going to have 8 rounds instead of 10, and we are having a full grid of 1 class rather than 2 classes. So that'll be a really good championship, I think. Similar paced cars to these, but a bit different to drive. And we'll do standing starts as well, which I think are a bit better. The rolling starts were a bit, I don't know, they're a bit messy, I think, and it takes too long to set them up. So standing starts is a welcome return for me anyway, and I'm not too sad to see the back of the double class system. I didn't really like being lapped by the LMP1 car drivers. A lot of them were fine, but just I think some of them were really pushy a lot of the time, and perhaps try to overtake a couple of corners too early, like lunging in for stupid overtakes when they really should have been a bit more patient. So I'm just going to leave you with the last few minutes or so of this video, and I will speak to you at the end of it. So that brings a close to the race and the championship. So I finished 5th in the end, getting fairly close to Shuffle, who was in 4th for a lot of it, because he made quite a few mistakes, but I wasn't quite able to capitalise on his mistakes because I was making my own mistakes as well. You can see they're near the end, going off before Mulsanne straight into the tyre wall, or into the barrier. Lost a couple of seconds there and wasn't quite able to get that 4th position, but no worries in the end because it didn't affect the championship positions, because I still finished 6th in the end. It wouldn't have changed a thing had I finished 4th. It would have been nice to finish 4th, but it wasn't to be. So there's the final results of the race, and the final standings. KPTK 92 wins the championship quite comfortably, winning 6 of the races in the end there. He actually won this one by quite a long way, so a very dominant drive in this race and for the championship by KPTK 92. X-Shuffle in 2nd and Phil in 3rd. So well done to those 3 for finishing top 3. Now in the next season, as I mentioned earlier in the video, we're doing V8 Supercars. We are having 1 class instead of 2 classes, and we're having a team championship. So we're going to have 3 cars per team, and we're using the default liveries for the V8 Supercars, which are already there, default tunes as well, I believe. So we're going to have to get used to those cars before the start of January, and I hope that you can join me for those races next month. So remember to subscribe if you want to see more of the same kind of racing. V8 Supercars is the next AOR league that I will be doing, so 1 month away, or less than a month away now until that. So hit that like button if you like this video, and if you're looking forward to the V8 Supercars. I hope you have enjoyed this race and indeed the championship. Let me know your thoughts on this race and the any part of the championship. Let me know your thoughts on how well I did and anything I could improve on. So I have been Super G's Heath. I thank you very much for watching this video and all of the championship races this season, and I shall see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.